Hey everyone, hope you're doing great. I've had a great time today talking to a lot of you. We've been messaging back and forth about your messages you're sending and the responses you're getting, and I'm just hearing lots of excitement, and we've got a lot of potentials out there that are thinking more about It Works. So I'm super excited about that for you. I wanted to stop and tell you a little story though, because I'm hearing from quite a few of you that you're sending these messages out to your dream team and you're not hearing back from people. And I just want you to know, first of all, that happened to me when I first started, and it still happens to me today. So don't let that affect you, and don't let that win over you or whatever, because honestly it happens to all of us. I've learned over time that there's a lot of scenarios that cause that. That person could have been just downright busy in the moment they opened up your message, didn't have time to read it, was in the middle of something else, could have been at a stoplight, for goodness sake, who knows, and they just haven't gotten back to it, or they've forgotten to respond because their life is crazy and hectic and they saw it, when they couldn't respond to it. Or perhaps they're a little overwhelmed with what you sent. They don't really know what you're talking about. They're not sure. Maybe they just aren't really sure. They don't have enough information to make a decision, and they're not really sure how to respond. So they're kind of sitting on it and waiting. Those kind of people, I notice, will go to my Facebook. I believe that they're over there creeping and seeing things and checking things out. So that's why it's very important that your Facebook have It Works information on it. You need to be posting about your business and your products at least once a day, if not more. We definitely want to follow that 80-20 rule, 80% about your personal life and 20% about products and business. But you have to be posting about your business. They're going to go over there and scroll down, and if they don't see anything, they're not even going to know what you're talking about. So it's important to be posting so that when people do read your message and go check things out to see what you're talking about, that they've got things to see, to look at. Okay, that's super important. The other thing is that they may be in a time in their life that this is definitely not something that they can, they're in their head, they're like, I can't even think about that. Maybe they're in crisis mode. Maybe they have something going on personally that they really legitimately are under major stress, and their life is in upheavals, and the idea of starting something to them seems crazy and overwhelming. Okay, so keep those things in mind. They're not saying no to you. They're not ignoring you. They're kind of just not sure, or we have no idea what's going on in their life. So for us to take that personally is really not fair to that person, because we don't know what's going on with them. So I want to tell you a little story, but keep all that in mind. So when I first joined, I made my hundreds list, just like Laura taught us in the video from earlier. And I made my hundreds list. I actually probably had more names than 100. I was really committed to reaching out to as many people as I could, and I had about 300 friends on Facebook, and so I started there, and I used my phone to find contacts and emails and everything. So I had a list, and I didn't have a ton of Facebook friends like I do now, and I built my business with 300 friends on Facebook. So, okay, so I made my list, and then I had my dream team list, the people that I knew if they joined my team, oh my gosh, we would have so much fun together and we would change the world. I just knew that they would be amazing at it. So they were my dream team, just like I've asked you to do. I started reaching out to people, formulating messages just like you're doing. And there was this one gal that I knew if she joined my team, we would have a blast. Her name is Cassie. We were very good friends, and we didn't live by each other. We lived several miles away, 4 or 5 hours drive away from each other. But we were really good friends, and I knew that if she joined my team, we would have a blast, and she would be amazing at it. I just knew it. Well, so I sent her my first message, no response. No response. Sent her a second message that was something like, hey girl, so my first message is like what I taught you guys to say. Then my second message was just something like, hey girl, I can't stop thinking about you. I really think you would love what I'm doing with It Works. It would just be so much fun to do it with you. Just wanted you to know I'm thinking of you. That kind of thing. No response. Third message, very similar. Cass, I would love to do this with you. I'm having a blast. I can't stop thinking about doing it with you. Just thought you should know. So once I was just honest, that's truly what she kept popping in my head. Oh my gosh, if Cassie would do this, it would just change everything. I would love it. We'd have so much fun. And I would just tell her that, really short and simple, and just tell her that through Facebook message or text. Well, then I saw her post, then she responded back to me and said, girl, I can't do anything new right now. It is crazy. My life is crazy. I can't do anything new. Thanks for thinking of me. You're super sweet. Just not for me right now. Okay? Okay. So I could have given up there. I didn't know what was going on with her. I hadn't talked to her in detail in a while. Her life was crazy. My life was crazy. We lived far apart, but we were still very good friends. Like when we would see each other, we would just pick up where we left off. But she told me no, pretty much. But that wasn't good enough for me because I was having a blast. I just had this idea of how It Works was going to change my life. I hadn't made any money yet, but I knew I was going to, and I believed in it. I was passionate about it, super excited about it, and my why was so embedded in my heart that it was okay for her to have said no. It still wasn't a no to me. Does that make sense? Okay, so then I see her post on Facebook. So let's go back. So she ignored me once, ignored me twice, told me no the third message, like seriously, it's kind of like, stop messaging me about this. I can't do anything new in my life right now. I didn't take that as a no. And then I saw her post on Facebook about wanting to go to esthetician school. So I was like, what? What is that? And so I didn't even know that she wanted to go be an esthetician. And so she was talking about trying to figure out a way to pay for it. She was super excited about it, but she was trying to figure out a way to pay for it. So what do you think I did? I picked up the phone, called her, said, Cass, tell me about esthetician school. I didn't even know you were interested in that. Tell me about that. So she told me about it, why she wants to go. Super exciting. That is so awesome. Had a great idea about how she would use that type of skill to minister to women. So it was super awesome. I said, well, I saw that you want to figure out a way to pay for it. How much is that going to cost a month? She said $300. I said, you can make that with It Works easy. Easy. I said, girl, I'm serious about this. You could do it. If I can do it, you could do it. So she said, well, tell me more about it. And so I started telling her about it. It's $99. Girl, okay, I'll do it. And then she had no idea, never tried a product, never done anything. And we scheduled wrap parties for the very next weekend. I drove all the way up there. We had 3 wrap parties in one day, and she was executive by the end of the day and Ruby like 2 weeks later. So she said ignore, no, and then said yes when I got her on the phone because I was watching what she was saying on Facebook. And I wouldn't take no for an answer, but in a really nice, friendly way. So, okay, so she joined It Works just to make $300 a month. She did that in like her first 2 weeks or something. It was crazy. She did awesome. And like I knew she would. She paid for esthetician school, went that summer. Then, fast forward, and she started making full-time pay for it pretty quickly, like what you would do at a full-time job with It Works. So then she left teaching and has been home for the last year and a half. And this year, she is on her like right now in this very moment, she is in a country that speaks Russian. I can't even remember the name of the country. It's kind of hard to say, but she's on her 2nd mission trip. And that's her dream. That's been her dream, is to be at work in missions. That's her passion. And It Works has allowed her to do that. So it was allowed her to go to esthetician school and do what she wanted with that. Allowed her to make full-time income, come home from teaching, be home with her family, and now go on mission trips. Like, I'm not even kidding. And it's because I didn't let ignore, no, stop me. 4th call, I called her on the phone, and she joined, and then she's been blowing it up ever since. So just when you think that people are telling you no and ignoring you, trust me, it's okay. If they're on your dream team, they're on there for a reason, so don't give up on them. And continue to follow up, continue to be honest and authentic, and tell them why you wanted them to be on your team. Don't be afraid of that. And you never know who will join and who will change their life and who will change your business. I will tell you that not every person on my dream team joined my team that first time, and there's still a bunch of them on the list that haven't ever joined. But that's okay because I talk to a lot of people, and we only need a few people to join us that are going to do amazing to change our finances. I'm not even kidding. You're thinking you need a lot. You need a lot, but you need a few that are really going to rock it out, okay? So don't give up. Don't lose heart. Believe in it. But trust me when I say you got to just stick with people. Don't give up. If they're not responding right now, who knows why? I will tell you this. I hope you've stuck around for this till the end of this video. I will tell you that Cassie was going through things in her life when she thought she couldn't do it. She thought it was just too much more because she had some stuff going on in her personal life that, yeah, I get why she said, I can't do this right now. She said that to me. I can't do this right now. And I get now, or those times she ignored my message, she was overwhelmed with life. It had nothing to do with me, but had everything to do with her and her life. So cut people some slack if they're ignoring you. They're not really ignoring you. There's more to the story, I promise. Especially if it's the people on your dream team and you're telling them why that you want them on your dream team. They're at least going to respond unless something in life's going on. So just keep that in heart and mind. And stay plugged into this thread. Lots of great things are happening for your businesses. We're just getting started. Stay the course, stay focused, and you can end up with a Cassie on your team just like I did. All right, bye.